Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Conor Coughlin, Chief Commercial Officer, Apex Fintech Solutions, to discuss the fourth quarter 2022 Apex Next Investor outlook and how investors approached the market across multiple generations. Conor, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks so much for having me.
And it's so interesting. So much happens in the market now from quarter to quarter. Tell us about the methodology behind this report.
Yep, so I'll dig in a little bit on what this data is showing. Apex Fintech Solutions is a B2B API-based custody and clearing platform supporting about 20 million retail investors globally. And so every quarter what we do is we look at the data, the trading behavior, and put an index together, the top 100 holdings, and compare that across the different generations to see if there's different behaviors taking place. And for the first time this past quarter in Q4, we also looked at what are the general buy, hold, and sell behaviors across those different accounts as well.
So if you take a look at the top 20 stocks across the generations, what stood out to you?
So there's two big pieces when it comes to individual names that stood out to us. The first is a lot of those darling stocks over the last couple of years, your AMC, Roblox, DraftKings, Rivian, those all fell over 10 points in the index across all four generations. So really interesting, tough fourth quarter, as everybody knows. I'm excited for Q1 though, as the market comes back, to see what happens to those names if the retail investors start buying them again. The second interesting piece is that Tesla has forever topped all four generations in the index. And in 3 out of the 4 generations in this past quarter, what we saw was Apple actually took the top seat. Unsurprisingly, it was millennials that held on to Tesla in that top spot. As everybody knows, millennials love Tesla and Elon Musk.
Right, so this is Gen Z, Millennial, Gen X, and Baby Boomer,
Correct.
Those 4 generations. What about sectors? Any preference there?
So what we saw, and probably unsurprisingly, was industrials and energy. Across the index, 80% of the names in those sectors actually went up. And as we have winter in Q4, a war, not surprising to anyone, they're looking for safe haven names.
Tell us about the hold rate and movement across the generations. Which one traded the most?
Yep, so we were super surprised to see, and probably against what you hear in the media often around younger investors, but it was actually the older generations who were trading more often and actually more likely to buy. What we did see though was across all 4 generations, almost 90% of positions that were established on or before the first day of the fourth quarter last year, they still held those positions through the end of the fourth quarter, which is great because what Apex is looking to do is help people establish and accumulate wealth for the future.
How did the approach differ between self-directed and managed investors?
Yep, so that was another piece that we added here where people choosing their own stock were actually more likely to hold on to a position over the course of the quarter. We actually did this backwards a couple of years as well, and that trend remained consistent. But on the managed side, even though they're trading more, which we attribute to rebalancing, tax loss harvesting, they were more likely to accumulate specific positions. So again, when you look at Apex's mission of frictionless investing and financial well-being for all, it was great to see that people in managed accounts are accumulating that position and growing assets over time.
Anything else of note from the report?
No, I think you hit on the high points, and it's been a great first quarter, so we're excited to get this next report out soon.
All right, sounds good, Conor. Appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.